welcome back to the show. Welcome back to
Show me the proof, dumbass.
I'm your host.
Nobody.
Okay, what the hell are we doing today?
What the hell are we looking at today? Ooh, it's Joe.
Oh, it's my boy JoJo. I've learned a lot of things from Joe Rogan over the years, including the fact that,
generally speaking, Chinese people look Chinese.
it's a generality. I learned about his favorite food.
Adult baby.
Come on, Joe.
Okay, but what do we got here? Oh, this is definitely one of the crazier guests of the Joe Rogan experience. How many views on this bad boy? Hold on, let me zoom in. Let me crop in and get total focus on what the hell this goddamn thing right here says.
2.2 mil?
Dude!
She spit on them.
2.2 mil?
It's demented.
That's the view alert right there. All right, what's the guy's name? Marc Andreessen. Okay, he's, what the hell does this guy do? He's a Silicon Valley, venture capitalist guy. Oh, great. He has a very famous quote where he goes like this.
I'm a perfectly stable individual.
Okay, let's see what people are saying on the Joe Rogan subreddit here. This is some of the most dishonest bullshit I have ever heard. Hey, shut up, man. I had to turn this episode off because this guy can't say 3 words without an unbearable nasal inhale. Hey! So you might say that guy's really
Sniffing.
This shit is so dumb that even Rogan, who believes everything, is having a hard time with it. Joe is an oligarch cuck. Hey, shut up or get this.
Boom.
These guys are all the same now. Get super rich now, actively going to fuck over everyone else. Hey. Is he going to bring on ex-Enron executives and tell us they didn't get a fair shake? Hey, shut the fuck up, man. Okay, so Joe Rogan's show getting a little
Weird.
you feel me? Let's check out, here's the clip that people have been really pissed off about. Let's check this out.
So, like, for example, we have this thing called the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, CFPB, which
Never
is
heard of it.
it's sort of Elizabeth Warren's personal agency that she gets to control.
Never heard of her.
And it's an independent agency that just gets to run and do whatever it wants, right? And if you read the Constitution, like, there is no such thing as an independent agency.
Calm down.
And yet there it is.
What does her agency do?
Whatever she wants.
What does it do, though?
Basically, it terrorize financial institutions, prevent fintech, prevent new competition, new startups that want to compete with the big
calm
banks.
down, man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
How so?
Just by terrorizing anybody who tries to do anything new in financial services.
Sounds
And
Can you give me an
accurate.
example?
well, I guess debanking. This is where a lot of the debanking comes from. Is these agencies? So debanking is when you as either a person or your company are literally kicked out of the banking system.
Like they did to Kanye.
Exactly, like they did to Kanye. My partner Ben's father has been debanked.
Really?
We had an employee who
For what?
For having the wrong politics, for saying unacceptable things.
I love this guy. He's a Silicon Valley billionaire venture capitalist. And it seems like his sole purpose coming on the this guy.
Generally speaking,
Joe Rogan spreading that message. But this guy's message is like, hey, I'm a Silicon Valley venture capitalist billionaire, but our interests kind of align.
I'm just like you. They're just like us.
He's trying to convince people that, like, hey, the things that I want, it's good for you. Okay, so he wants to get rid of, what the hell is this goddamn stupid thing called? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. He's trying to convince them we should get rid of this crap. And Elon Musk and whatever that other guy are trying to. Here's the problem. New poll shows Republicans, independents, and Democratic voters support the Consumer Bureau.
I'm gonna haunt you.
Voters of all political persuasions understand the need for the Consumer Bureau, a government watchdog that protects consumers from financial firm junk fees, illegal discrimination, and other misconduct. So they polled like almost 1,600 people, and here's what they found. 9 in 10 voters, 91%, believe it is important to regulate financial services to ensure they are fair for customers. This includes 95% of Democrats, 87% of Republicans, and 88% of independents. So, there's a couple polls like this that are like, what is it, 91%? This is one thing that, like, everybody agrees on. Across
All the crap,
Yeah, banks, finance, all this stuff. Yeah, they should not be able to destroy society, we believe. It's a crazy idea, but they should not be able to destroy the community in which they exist. But Marc Andreessen disagrees with this. Weird coincidence, he makes a lot of money from this crap. Ooh, that's weird. That's weird. But this part is pretty funny because the examples that he gives for why we got to get rid of this thing that has, like, overwhelming popularity. He's debanking. They debanked Kanye West, and they debanked his friend's dad, his business partner's dad. What's the guy's name? David Horowitz. Yeah, man, oh man, this guy's a real piece of work. In the case of Kanye West, what was it? Kanye West Shoe Company got cut off from the banks because he was trending. He was going like this.
I could literally say anti-Semitic shit.
You can?
I could say anti-Semitic things.
I like that one because he's clarifying the first one where he goes like this.
I could literally say anti-Semitic shit.
And I just want to be clear that
I could say anti-Semitic things.
so he was trending, again doing this.
I could literally say anti-Semitic shit.
He was trending so hard that Chase Bank was like, we're cutting off this shoe company or whatever. We're cutting off Kanye West. And then in the other example with this guy's friend's dad, David Horowitz, look that guy up, by the way. A very interesting guy. He was trending too because he had some like think tank that was like, saying some very interesting things about certain people. He was trending so the payment processors cut his little ass off. But his solution to these high-profile credit card company processing crap being cut off is like these monopolies that can just cut people's asses off, let them do more whatever the hell they want. It adds up. Yeah, that checks out. Also, a little addendum to that.
I could literally say anti-Semitic shit.
Just so you know. And just to make that super clear.
I could say anti-Semitic things.
Yeah, I don't know. This is crazy because it looks like this guy just couldn't figure out a way, could figure out a better way to do this. So he's like, they'll debank you. I mean, the debanking thing is actually scary. They can debank your little ass. That should be regulated, which weirdly the consumer financial protection crap kind of does. Really, I think what this guy is saying is, all the little junk fees and flim-flams and scams, all these little financial scams that cause people all kind of problems, create crashes that immiserate people. If it makes me a little bit more of this,
then that's good.
But yeah, I don't know. This guy's smarter than me. This guy's smarter than me because of the fact that he's a billionaire. So I guess I do agree. The solution to debanking is to let giant monopolies debank whoever the hell they want. Checks out. Doesn't sound like this guy's hiding anything. Okay, wait, what the hell is this right here?
Hey, what's this right here?
Okay, this is one of the companies that this guy, Joe Rogan's guest. Joe Rogan, known for his famous saying,
Generally speaking,
No.
Chinese.
So this story is about a company who Joe Rogan's guest was one of the big investors in. Here we go. Thousands of Americans will receive little or nothing from savings accounts that were locked during the collapse of fintech middleman Synapse. So that's the company, Synapse.
Ooh, cool name.
Synapse, or as I call it,
Show me the proof, dumbass.
dumbass. It kind of works. Customers believe the accounts were backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. CNBC spoke to dozens of customers caught in the predicament. People who have lost sums ranging from $7,000 to well over $200,000. Wow, 200,000 of these. Okay, so they got a quote from a school teacher from Texas here who put her money in this thing. We were informed last Monday that this company was only going to pay us $500 out of our $280,000. Whoa, that doesn't seem like much of a percent there. Morris said during a court hearing last week, her voice wavering, "It's just devastating." Oh, weird. I wonder why this guy doesn't want these things regulated. A court-appointed trustee found that up to 96 million bones of customer funds was missing. The mystery of where those funds are hasn't been solved. Oh, I wonder. Despite 6 months of court-mediated efforts between the four banks involved. That's mostly because the estate of Andreessen Horowitz, the Joe Rogan's guest company, back Synapse, doesn't have the money to hire an outside firm to perform a full reconciliation of its ledgers. Oh, wow. I can't believe that. Yeah, I don't know. I still kind of have some kind of a soft spot for Joe because he seems innocent or something. But I wonder if he knows that he has a guy who most people interpret what he's saying as, I think I should be free to do financial fraud to people. Like a Texas school teacher, she put some money in this thing, probably saved for retirement or something. Your $2,800,000 gone. We'll give you $500. By the way, a lot of that money's missing. We don't know where it is. Is that what Joe really wants, you think? To have somebody advocating on behalf of financial fraud? Who knows? For comment, we go to Joe Rogan.
Generally speaking,
No.
Chinese people look
It's
Chinese.
irrelevant to the topic, Joe.
Did you ever hear about when the entire continent, when the entire country of India was mad at me?
Never heard of it.
Oh, I spent one night with the entire country of India basically wanting to kill me. It was incredible.
Oh my goodness, what happened?
I mean, I was in a Twitter debate with somebody back when I was just posting freely on Twitter, and it was a debate about economics, and the topic of colonialism came up, and I made a comment in a long thread about colonialism, and it turns out the Indians are still extremely sensitive about the topic of colonialism.
I mean, 2.2 million views in 7 days on this, and it's like everything this guy says, if you go look it up, it's like, why the hell are you talking about this? Why are you even on this show? Like, you should just be hiding out Okay, so he never. What did you say in that tweet that India was mad at you about? He never goes into details. He's like, they're still sensitive. These Indians are still sensitive.
Generally
No,
speaking,
Joe.
Chinese
Here's the tweet he's talking about. What is this? From 2016. Anti-colonialism has been economically catastrophic for the Indian people for decades. Why stop now? Okay. So it's like a pro-colonialism thing. Amazing. Okay, so you read that and you're like, oh, that's goddamn stupid.
That's creepy.
But there's like even more. Like this story gets even worse. I wonder why he didn't go into details on the Joe Rogan program. Oh, the Indians, they're sensitive. That seems to be his takeaway from this. Andreessen was voicing his frustration in India's decision to block a new Facebook platform called Free Basics. Blah, blah, blah. We'll get back to that. Andreessen quickly deleted the tweet and apologized. And Mark Zuckerberg quickly released a statement disavowing Andreessen's remarks. I want to respond to this guy's comments about India yesterday. I found the comment deeply upsetting. Oh, god damn it. Deeply upsetting to my potential. But the damage was done. Andreessen had given the unfortunate impression that not only does he believe colonialism can be helpful, but that Free Basics, the Facebook internet crap, is an example of the kind of colonialism that ought to be embraced. Yeah, this kind of made me think of this book that I read called Palo Alto. It's a book about, Silicon Valley crap. But if you read about the history of Silicon Valley, there is, kind of a tradition of a certain kind of thinking that says some people are just worse. Certain types of people are just naturally smart and better. Some people are stupid. Just essentially, some people are smart. Some people are just stupid. And
generally speaking, Chinese people.
And also generally speaking,
I could say anti-Semitic things.
Well, all right, if you really want to. Okay, but so there's more to this. The way that I hear what this guy's saying on Joe Rogan is like, oh man, India's kind of sensitive. Not allowed to say anything anymore. You're not allowed to go like this on Twitter anymore. But there's so much to this story. The guy's tweet was an extremely unfortunate impression to leave, and not just for the obvious reasons, but also because it plays directly into the very critique of Free Basics, this thing Facebook was trying to do in India, that is causing problems for Facebook right now. And Andreessen isn't just any billionaire investor, he's also a member of Facebook's board of directors. Oh, okay. A lot more to this story. Which led Zuckerberg, the company's chief, to make a statement formally denouncing the tweet. Because this guy's causing problems because he was going like this. With his right-wing internet bullcrap. Okay, so this is... what a crazy thing to do publicly when you're trying to do this. Free Basics, the Facebook crap, would offer users access to a simplified text-only version of Facebook's app, along with other applications designed with developing economy users in mind. And Facebook would fit the bill for making it available at no cost to users who didn't have data plans. That is potentially a very big deal for millions of Indians who do not yet have internet access, but it's also potentially a very big deal for Facebook. Oh, weird. So this guy was kind of like directly involved in this. Free Basics would have been a way to make Facebook's app the point of entry to the internet for those millions of users, for those millions of people, effectively turning it into the default internet utility for them rather than just a place for social networking. In the long run, it could give Facebook a very strong lock on a very big market. Oh, okay. Now it all comes together.
On Twitter, and it was a debate about economics, and the topic of colonialism came up.
Okay.
And I made a comment in a long thread about colonialism, and it turns out the Indians are still extremely sensitive.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, people are probably gonna think you're a little kooky. People are probably gonna think you're a little bit of a pendejo if you're trying to make some deal that you're kind of directly involved in with Facebook, where they kind of lock down the internet for a large group of people in India. This guy even admits, I think like in a post where he's like, nothing's free, guys, in India. To like lock down a market and get user data probably. You're doing that in India, and then you go publicly talking, like kind of implying some kind of anti-colonialism thing. Yeah, it's kind of, so probably not going to go great. Probably not going to go great, man. But yeah, that is pretty funny because this whole Joe Rogan thing, 2.2 million views at 7 days, it does kind of seem like Joe's being used here to kind of spread some ideas that aren't very popular. And, you have this great... I don't know, why would he bring this up? He's like, the thing that I'm doing here, kind of like advocating for myself, a billionaire. I'd done that before. Didn't go great. People were giving me some of this. Boom, boom, boom. I had to apologize. Made everything worse. But... anyway.
Well, this is what's missing from today's secular society, right?
Absolutely, Joe. The ability to freely do financial scams. I think that's what he's going to say.
We don't have like a doctrine that encourages that sort of thinking
Exactly,
and behavior
Joe.
and rewards it publicly.
Right.
Go ahead. What does that sign say on the back, Joe?
You know, true Christianity, you know, not subverted fucking giant arena Christianity where the guy's flying private jets and has Rolls Royces and
imagine
shit.
doing that.
But actual, like, real Christian
Like the guest
people.
you have.
Well, the Romans had gods. I mean, their virtues had gods.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And so they like it was actually
The god of crypto scams was one of them. Kryptonia. The god of crypto scams. Kryptonia. Rugpolacious is another one I thought of. FTXiphus. The god of doing all kind of little bullshit. The god of going like this. The god of letting people know that.
I could say anti-Semitic things.
That's the weird thing about fascism, right? Because fascism, by definition, is almost always applied to right-wing totalitarian governments. But it's really kind of just adherence to the state and enforcing a doctrine and forcing people to think and behave a very which is what the left wing does. And then you talk about like being pro-war. Well, who's more pro-war right now?
Left. Joe has all these good episodes of his podcast where it's like some guy who like ate a baboon's heart or something. And they talk about that for 2.8 hours. I like that. I like that version of the Joe show. But then you watch this and you're just like, what the hell exactly is this? What is this Joe show? But yeah, I don't know. Joe's really pissed off about all this left-wing fascism. I don't know what I'm guessing he's talking about like he couldn't go to the Comedy Store in 2020. Like that's what I'm guessing. Or people who tell him to shut the hell up on Joe Rogan subreddit, I guess. But he's talking to a guy who's like friends in the government right now. You know, want to get rid of a very popular agency in what looks like an effort to make them more money. Yep. You know, makes me wonder if there was a guy in like 1920s Italy, you know, probably my great-grandfather, listening to whatever the Italian 1920s version of the Joe Rogan Experience was, you know, like the Pepe Antonioni Experienza. You know, and there's some guy on there who's like, man, these left-wingers, they're out of control. We need to get this guy in here who's going to crush all them and get rid of anything like rights and more money for the normal people. You know, this Italian guy, probably my grandfather's listening to this 1920s Italian Joe Rogan podcast. He's like, that sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. I don't know. Then Joe goes into this whole anti-war thing. Get Jamie to pull this up. The hell does this say from Inc.? As war rages in Ukraine and Gaza, venture capitalists see a boon in defense startups. New entrants could potentially disrupt the military contracting business, which has long been dominated by big corporations. Why Andreessen, Horowitz wants in. Oh, that's that guy. That's your big guest, Joe.
Generally speaking.
Stop. So there we go, the Joe show.
That Joe show flow, though.
It's too bad because I really do want to see Joe go back to the old Joe, where it's some guy, some weirdo who's like, I went out into the jungle and I saw a ghost or whatever. Those are the good Joes. Some guy who's like, I take 25 supplements every 2 hours. It's got me all like this. Okay, it's got me all like this. All these supplements I take make me think that
I could say anti-Semitic things.
So hopefully Joe will at some point stop having kooks on and get more interesting kooks. Kooks who are trying to do this boom, boom, boom to normal people a little bit less would be nice.
Ooh, wait a second. Oh, it's Wednesday.
Whatever. But I hope you guys are doing good. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, my name's LeDron James. That's my name. And I can say anti-Semitic things too. Just like that guy. Anyway, hey, check this out. Hey, peep this. Peep this bomb about I'm about to drop right out here. Guys, you're only getting some of the shows every week, but if you want every single show, every single week, oh my God, the shows you're missing, it's dangerous. I'm just going to go ahead and say it could allegedly be dangerous for you to miss these shows. Not to try to use some kind of scare tactics, all this kind of crap, Patrick Bet David kind of crap, sales crap, but you and your family, maybe, notice the keyword there's maybe, in danger not seeing these episodes. But if you want to get these other episodes every single week, Tuesday, Thursday episodes, and patron-only live streams, subscribe on Patreon. I love saying it like that. When you could take that again. Subscribe on Patreon. For as little as $2 just absolutely minuscule, insignificant, putrid dollars per month. Subscribe now, support the show, support my lifestyle that I've grown accustomed to. Drinking, acting like an idiot, Anyway, guys, talk to you later. LeDron James. Bye.